I kicked out sideways, the motes of light clinging to my feet scattered. Toth, the gods among us, Hermes Trismegistus, thrice greatest. Thus was the Egyptian god translated into Greek, Hermes the trickster, messenger of the gods. Patron god of music, literature, and thieves, serving the gods as messenger, their very voice and thought, all the while picking their pockets in rebellion. Hermes was not only fleet-footed, he was the god of male sexuality. It goes without saying that the male god of sexuality and the female goddess of sexuality could not meet without seeking union. The product of this union between Hermes and Aphrodite was Hermaphroditus, in whom male and female sexuality were united into one being, whole and replete. As the god of unity between man and woman, Hermaphroditus was the ideal of that unity, the unity of two opposites to make a whole. This unity transcends three-dimensional reality to the plane where all apparent opposites are reconciled, integrated into one. The goal of all incomplete humans who are ever searching for the soulmate that will complete them. Hermaphroditus is then the higher true self of all beings, the full self expressing both anima and animus. Ovid borrowed from other myths to conceive the tale of how Hermaphroditus had been born as a beautiful male child. When he had seen 15 years, he was traveling through the forests of Cari, where he encountered the nymph Salmachus, and in her pool. She was besotted with the young lad and sought to seduce him. Hermaphroditus rejected her, and she fled into the forest. Once she was gone, Hermaphroditus was drawn to swim in the cool waters of the pond. Stripping off his clothes, the effeminate lad entered the pool. Salmachus appeared from behind a tree and leapt into the pool, wrapping her naked body around the boy. The lad struggled against her as she sought to rape him in her infatuation. While they wrestled, Salmachus prayed to the gods to unite them forever. The gods obliged quite literally, and the two became one. An entrancing woman with the sex of a man. Hermaphroditus then commanded that any man who entered the pool would likewise become of two sexes. Ovid was a poet who loved a good yarn and drank a good deal of wine as he wrote his epic of change. The story he told is not borne out by the mythology. Whether born of the unity of the gods of male and female sexuality, or out of the union between a male demigod and a nymph, Hermaphroditus is the ideal god of marriage, the complete human being, integrating the feminine and the masculine. Hermaphroditus is the divine intersex, the divine transsexual. They live on the borderland, at the intersections, at the crossroads, in transition zones and in all mirrors. They have the ability to forecast the future, for they are the future, idealized humans existing in full unity, overcoming all limitations. Many fear this divine being with a fierce xenophobia, because they are fearful of their own limitations. These limited people consider Hermaphroditus and their descendants, the intersex, the transsexual, the non-binary, as abominations because they confound the ignorance of their limited detractors. This phobia is nothing new. In the Dark Ages, they were burned as witches. More recently, in fact to this very day, they are raped in the hospitals where they are born by doctors seeking to make them conform to society's short-sighted standards. They are harbingers, heralds of an approaching age when humanity lives in unity, both internally and with all that exists. Those who persecute them would rather stagnate in their narrow boundaries than to welcome the freedom of evolution. I, Queen Alice, hereby take the name Aphrodite Hermia, A.H., all humanity, abandon hubris, authentic heart. Ardhanarishwara, Shiva, and Shakti united.